On my 70th birthday, October rain soaked through my wool coat as I stood outside the Lexington Room, the restaurant where my late wife Maria and I had celebrated every anniversary, every milestone, for 40 beautiful years. I'd reserved table 14 by the fireplace she loved, hoping one last time to feel her near me. But the door didn't open for me. The maître d' approached with that gentle, pitying tone people use with the very old or the very lost. "Mr. Peaton, I'm afraid there's been a misunderstanding. Your daughter called this morning. She said you've been unwell, confused, that you might become agitated." I stared past him at our table, occupied now by a young couple sharing oysters. My reservation, made 3 weeks earlier after a clean bill of health from Dr. Harrison, had vanished. "Sharp mind, strong heart," he'd said. Oh, better than most men half your age. Yet here I was, locked out, humiliated, rain dripping from my collar, wondering if I really was losing my grip on reality. I called Allison, straight to voicemail. "It's Dad. They said you warned them about me. I don't understand. Call me back, please." No reply. Through the fogged window, I watched a grandfather hug his grandson over birthday candles. That should have been my night, my celebration, my moment. Instead, doubt crept in like the cold. Had grief finally broken me? Had I forgotten canceling the reservation? Was Allison right to worry? Then a voice cut through the rain. "Sir, are you all right?" A man in his mid-30s, dark hair plastered wet, leather jacket dripping. Beside him, a little girl in a bright yellow raincoat dotted with cartoon bees, clutching a small umbrella. Her hazel eyes, changing with the light just like Maria's, looked up at me with unguarded concern. "I'm Jacob Warner. This is Clara. We have a table inside. Join us? Nobody should be alone on their birthday." Clara tilted her head. "Daddy heard the man say it's your birthday. And nobody's alone on birthdays. That's the rule in our house." Her simple certainty cracked something in me. I said yes. Inside the Lexington Room, the warmth wrapped around me like a forgotten embrace. Gregory's face when he saw Jacob was priceless. A flicker of surprise quickly masked by professional courtesy. "Mr. Warner, your table is ready." We followed the waitress to a corner booth near the fireplace. Flames danced behind the glass, throwing golden light across the leather seats. Clara bounced in beside me while Jacob sat opposite. The simple act of sliding into that booth thawed something frozen in my chest. "See," Clara said, beaming up at me. "Much better than standing in the rain." I couldn't argue. Jacob extended his hand. "Jacob Warner, software developer, remote work so I can be home with this one." He nodded at Clara, who was already pulling crayons from her backpack. "Philip Peaton," I said, returning the firm grip. The kind of handshake you develop when life has asked you to carry more than most. Clara looked up from her placemat. "Do you have grandkids, Mr. Phillip?" The question landed like a quiet punch. "No, I don't." "That's sad," she said matter-of-factly. "Grandpas are important. Do you fish?" "Clara," Jacob said gently. "It's all right," I told him. "I used to fish with my wife, before she passed." Clara's crayon paused. "Did she go to heaven?" "Yes. 3 years ago." "I'm sorry." Her sincerity was so pure it stung my eyes. "Heaven's nice, though. That's where my mama is. Daddy says she's watching over us." I glanced at Jacob. The tightness around his eyes told the rest. Clara's mother had left when she was 2 weeks old. 7 years of single fatherhood. No family photos, no contact. Just a man and a little girl building a life from scratch. We ordered pasta for Clara, steak for Jacob, salmon for me. As the food arrived, conversation flowed easier than I expected. Jacob spoke about debugging code at 2 a.m., while Clara slept on the couch beside him. Clara told me about second grade, her teacher Mrs. Morrison, her best friend Sophie's hamster named Cheerio. And then she laughed. bright, uninhibited. The exact sound Maria used to make when something delighted her. I looked closer. All dark, wavy hair. The way her nose crinkled. Left cheek dimple only. Head tilt when she listened. Allison at 7 had smiled exactly like that. I told myself it was grief playing tricks, wishful thinking. But the resemblance kept pulling at me. When the meal ended, Clara pushed her placemat across the table. On it, 2 crayon figures holding hands. Above them, careful block letters. Happy birthday, Grandpa Philip. My throat closed. Clara, this is the best gift anyone's given me in a very long time. You can keep it, she said proudly. Jacob paid the bill despite my protest. As we walked out, he handed me his business card. Portland, Oregon. If you need anything, so call. Clara hugged me, fierce and quick. Lots more birthdays, Grandpa Philip. I watched them disappear into the rain, Jacob's hand on her shoulder. Any heads close as they laughed. A complete little family, even with the missing piece. Back home, Dawn found me at the kitchen table with Clara's drawing and cold coffee. Sleep had been impossible. The questions were louder than the silence. I climbed to the study and pulled down the photo albums I'd hidden after Maria died. The one labeled Allison Childhood. Heavy in my hands. 3rd page, Allison's 7th birthday. Yellow dress with sunflowers, chocolate cake, dark hair in waves. Dimple left cheek only, nose crinkle. Head tilted just so. Identical. I turned pages with trembling fingers. 6 years old, 8, 9. Every smile matched the one I'd seen tonight on a little girl in a bee-covered raincoat. The resemblance wasn't similar. It was exact. 7 years ago, 2017, Allison had taken an 8-month sabbatical from the company. Why? Finding herself. She came back changed, harder, colder, more focused on business, less on family. What if she hadn't been traveling? What if she'd been in Portland? That morning, suspicion turned into certainty. I opened my laptop and searched. Portland, Oregon mother abandons baby 2017. 3rd result, a short human interest piece from the Oregonian. Single father raises newborn after girlfriend disappears. Name, Jacob Warner. Child, Clara Rose Warner. Born February 14th, 2017. Mother, Elena Warner, claimed to be 22, a college student. No family, no social media, paid cash for everything. Vanished 2 weeks after birth. Timeline perfect. Allison's sabbatical started late 2016, ended summer 2017. She'd been 30, not 22. Middle name, Margaret, Allison Margaret Peaton. Even the initials aligned. I cross-referenced photos. Nah, Clara at 7 matched Allison at 7 down to the way light caught her eyes. My daughter had given birth in Portland, used a false identity, abandoned her newborn, and returned home pretending nothing happened. But why hide Clara now? Why the elaborate setup at the restaurant? Why the sudden concern about my confusion? The answer came in pieces over the next 48 hours. First, bank records. I called the 24-hour line. Mr. Peaton, you and Allison were added as joint authorized users 6 months ago. Your signature is on file. I hadn't been to the bank in over a year. Transfers, $85,000 gone in 4 months. The same months I'd felt unusually foggy after Allison's thoughtful dinners. Second, medicine cabinet. A bottle of lorazepam, 2 milligrams, prescribed to me by a Dr. Brady Thornton. Pharmacy I'd never visited. Bottle nearly empty. I'd never taken a pill. But after those dinners, climbing stairs had felt impossible. I'd blamed age. Third, jewelry box. Maria's Victorian diamond brooch, $50,000 minimum, missing. I remembered seeing it 3 months ago. Fourth, home security footage, 90-day archive, 6 weeks back, 25 minutes deleted. 5 weeks, 8 minutes gone. 3 weeks, 15 minutes erased. Someone had been in my house covering tracks. 5th, wastebasket. A document I didn't recall discarding. Psychiatric evaluation, confidential. Patient, Philip James Peaton, 70. Diagnosis, early stage dementia. Recommendation, immediate guardianship proceedings. Signed, Brady Thornton, MD. I searched the Oregon Medical Board. No such doctor. Called Portland hospitals. Nothing. Forged. The picture crystallized. Allison wasn't protecting me. She was dismantling me. Conservatorship would give her control of Peaton Holdings. Conservatively, $15 to $20 million in assets and real estate, before I could connect the dots to Clara. Clara was living proof of the life she'd erased. If I started asking questions, her carefully rebuilt image would collapse. She'd drugged me, stolen from me, planted evidence, and orchestrated my public humiliation, all to silence me. I felt sick. This wasn't a worried daughter. This was calculated destruction. I called Jacob that afternoon. "Philip, everything okay?" "No, we need to meet, in person." We chose Riverside Coffee on 3rd Street, 10:30 the next morning. He was already there when I arrived, hands wrapped around an untouched mug, dark circles under his eyes. "Clara's with a sitter," he said quietly. I didn't want her hearing this. I slid into the booth. I need to ask about Clara's mother." Silence stretched. Then, "We can talk, but why?" Instead of answering, I opened my phone to a recent company photo of Allison, clear professional headshot. Jacob looked down. The mug trembled. Coffee sloshed over the rim. "That's her," he whispered. "That's Elena." The cafe noise faded. Only his stricken face and my daughter's image remained. "That's my daughter," I said. "Allison Peaton." Jacob stood so fast his chair scraped. "Your daughter abandoned Clara? Left a 2-week-old with a note and vanished." I didn't know, I swear. Not until I saw Clara's smile Friday night. He sat slowly, legs unsteady. "She told me she was 22. A student. We dated 6 months. Moved in together. I proposed. She said she wasn't ready. Then she got pregnant. Terrified. Said her family would never understand. Strict. Traditional." "She was 30, I said. "She lied about everything." Jacob put his head in his hands. 7 years. 7 years of Clara asking why her mama didn't love her. 7 years of me wondering what I did wrong. And she was just slumming it. Playing house before going back to her real life? I don't know her reasons yet, but I'm going to find out. We sat in heavy silence. Then Jacob looked up, eyes blazing but steady. "If Clara is your granddaughter, why is your daughter pretending she doesn't exist?" That question changed everything. Section 4. Gathering proof plus journal discovery. Approximately 820 words. Music shifts, deeper tension, subtle heartbeat pulse. After that coffee shop moment, everything accelerated. Jacob and I became unlikely partners. 2 men betrayed by the same woman, united by one little girl. Our first priority. Undeniable proof. Clara was my granddaughter in every way that mattered, but we needed science to back it up. "Can you get a sample?" I asked. "Hair from her brush, maybe?" "Yeah," Jacob said. "Easy. She sheds like a cat." He sent it discreetly to a private lab in Seattle, Pacific Northwest Genetics. No questions asked if you pay cash and use a fake company name. The email arrived Tuesday morning at 7:30. Subject: Results. Patient IDP 2024928. I clicked with shaking hands. The PDF loaded slowly. Based on genetic analysis, probability that Philip James Peaton is the biological grandfather of Clara Rose Warner, 99.97%. Certainty. Tears came without warning. I hadn't cried like that since Maria's funeral. I walked to the living room mantel, picked up her framed photo. Wind in her hair, garden behind her. That warm smile. "We have a granddaughter," I whispered. "Her name is Clara." I remembered Maria's late-night talks. I want to see what kind of mother Allison will be. I want to spoil a grandbaby rotten. I'd promised her we would. 3 years too late for Maria, 7 years too late for Clara, but not too late to start. Jacob called the moment he got his copy. 99.97%. Jesus, we knew, but knowing for sure. Yeah? What now? We protect her first, then we figure out Allison's endgame. He sent Clara's birth certificate next. Oregon state document. Mother, Elena Margaret Warner, age stated 22. Father, Jacob Thomas Warner, 28, born Valentine's Day 2017. Margaret, Allison's middle name, a family tradition from Maria's mother. Even in her lies, she couldn't fully erase herself. Jacob flew to Portland the next day. I need to dig deeper, waiting for Clara. Thursday evening, his call came. Voice tight, controlled fury underneath. I found things. You need to hear this. He started at Portland Community College. Registrar. No Elena Warner enrolled, but Allison Peaton audited 2 classes. Fall 2016, Psychology 101 and Creative Writing. Dropped after midterms. Professor Linda Anderson remembered her. Quiet, excellent written work. Dropped because she was pregnant. Said she needed to focus on that. Jacob then tracked the old apartment. Landlord Mrs. Rodriguez. That girl vanished overnight, left most everything, owed 2 months' rent. She kept 1 box in storage. Inside, a blue spiral notebook, Allison's journal. Jacob read it in his rental car. Entries began, September 2016. Allison wrote about suffocation, the company, expectations, grief after Maria died, feeling invisible, or running to Portland to breathe. She met Jacob at a coffee shop, lied about her age, name, life. It was easy, she wrote. For once I wasn't Philip Peaton's daughter. Pregnancy hit in December. Panic. I thought a baby might give me purpose. Instead, terror. February 10th, 4 days before birth. I can't do this. Dad would disown me. Not just the baby, but the lies, the running. Better he never knows. Better to let him believe I'm still perfect. Final entry, February 27th. I have to go home. Fix this. Bury Elena Warner, the baby. None of it existed. If Dad starts asking questions, I'll make sure he can't. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, Jacob repeated. She wrote the blueprint 7 years ago. The drugs, the forgeries, the conservatorship plan. She's been executing it ever since. I sat in silence, the journal's words burning. She decided then, I said, not just to abandon Clara, but to silence anyone who might expose it, including me. Yes. We had DNA birth certificate, journal, financial trails, fake doctor, deleted footage, stolen assets, enough for suspicion, not yet enough for handcuffs. But the FBI Elder Justice Unit didn't need much more to start watching. We went to Greenwood Hills Police the next morning. Detective Cooper listened, then called in Special Agent Spencer Torres. Torres reviewed everything, calm, methodical. This is elder abuse, financial exploitation, conspiracy. We'll take it from here. He looked at me. Mr. Peaton, would you wear a wire, get her talking? A direct admission ties everything together. The question hung. Jacob spoke first. Clara comes first, always. Torres nodded. She will. Our priority is stopping the harm. I looked at Maria's photo on my desk, at Clara's crayon drawing still taped to the fridge. I nodded. Let's do it. The FBI moved fast. By Monday afternoon, technicians were in my study. Hidden camera in the bookshelf, microphones and smoke detectors. A small voice-activated recorder clipped under my shirt whenever Allison came near. Special Agent Torres demonstrated, you don't press anything, just talk naturally. We monitor remotely. If you feel threatened, say Maria. Teams nearby, 30 seconds. Jacob stood by the window, arms crossed. And Clara? Officers watching her location at all times. Torres said. She stays priority 1. Day 1. Allison arrived unannounced at 6:30 p.m. Key in the lock. Bright smile that didn't reach her eyes. Hi, Dad. Just checking in. I kept my breathing even. A recorder pressed against my ribs. She sat across from me. You're getting older. Living alone in this big house. It's not safe. I manage fine. Are you sure? She leaned forward. Concern practiced. Dr. Thornton thinks assisted living would be best. Staff, monitoring. There it was, Thornton's name on tape. She left quickly. Torres called immediately. We got it. Direct link to Thornton. Good start. Days blurred. Surveillance caught her meeting Thornton at a cafe. Lip reader analysis. The old man won't cooperate. Thornton. Push harder. Get him committed. They were escalating. Friday morning, Torres's plan. Fake a medical episode. Something believable. I called her. Voice wavered on cue. Allison, not feeling well. Dizzy. Chest. She arrived in 20 minutes. I clutched my chest in the living room. She dialed 911 instantly. Paramedics came. Vitals normal at the hospital. Doctor. Everything checks out fine, Mr. Peaton. Allison's face hardened. On the drive home, silence, cold fury. Sunday night, Torres. We have enough circumstantial. Cafe footage. Hospital. House recordings. But we need one explicit admission. Invite her over. Say you're ready to discuss arrangements. She'll think she's won. People get sloppy when they feel victory. I texted, can we talk? Ready to discuss my future. Reply, Friday, 10 a.m. Your house. We'll settle this. Thursday afternoon, everything shattered. Jacob called, voice breaking. Allison took Clara from school, showed ID, birth certificate, said family emergency. My blood turned to ice. Where are they? Don't know. Calling Torres. Torres. Legally, she's the biological mother. Parental rights. No immediate danger shown. We can't intervene yet. Custody battle. Family court. Could take weeks. Weeks. Clara could be gone by then. Allison called that evening. Speakerphone. Hi, Dad. Sweet. Too sweet. Thought we should talk. Where's Clara? Fine. Watching a movie. We had pizza. She's sweet. I see why Jacob's attached. What do you want? To settle. Tomorrow. You, me, the future of this family. If I refuse. Pause. Voice turned steel. Then I disappear with Clara. You'll never see either of us again. I've done it before. Line dead. Jacob's face drained. She's serious. I know. Friday, 9:30 a.m. Torres clipped the wire. Panic word, Maria. We're listening. Jacob left through the back. Surveillance van 2 blocks away. Allison arrived at 10 o'clock sharp. Tailored blazer, leather folder, control personified. Yeah, where's Clara? I asked. Safe, with a friend. We talk first. She opened the folder. Documents. Power of attorney. Transfer of controlling interest in Peaton Holdings. I've been patient, she said, but you're making this hard. Sign these. Irrevocable. Or I take Clara and vanish, like before. You're using your daughter as leverage. She's insurance. Guarantee you cooperate. What happened to you? For a second, raw pain. You happened. You and Mom. Perfect. Company. Legacy. I was invisible. After Mom died, you forgot I existed. I was grieving. I'm sorry. Sorry doesn't fix it. She stood. Sign by Monday, noon, or lose everything. She walked to the door, paused. If you try to stop me, everyone will know what kind of man you are. Unfit, incompetent, dangerous. Allison, Clara deserves better than this. Better than being a pawn. Clara will have everything I never did. Money, freedom, a life that's hers. What about a mother who stays? Jaw tight. Sign the papers. Door closed. Torres in my earpiece. We got her. Every word. Threats. Admissions. Thornton. The plan. Philip, you did it. 4 hours later, in the surveillance van, Jacob and I watched monitors. FBI team at Thornton's office. Badges out. FBI. Elder abuse, fraud, conspiracy. Thornton cuffed. No resistance. Jaw clenched. Second monitor. Cruiser at Allison's apartment. Officer's knock. She opens. Allison Peaton, you're under arrest. Elder abuse, fraud, extortion, conspiracy. This is ridiculous. My father's senile. We have your conversation this morning. Wired. Her face went white. You had him wired. Cuffs on. Or then. Small voice inside. Daddy? Jacob bolted from the van. Upstairs. Into apartment. Clara ran to him. Daddy. He scooped her up, held tight. I'm here, sweetheart. You're safe. Officers confirmed. Unharmed. Jacob could take her immediately. On screen, Allison led downstairs in cuffs. Didn't look back. I sat in the quiet van long after monitors went dark. Torres coordinated transport. Jacob returned with Clara asleep in his arms. Tiny, safe. Thank you, he whispered, for fighting. She's my granddaughter, I said. I'd do anything. Torres, Thornton and Allison in custody. Arraignment Monday. Evidence strong. No bail likely. Clara stirred. Jacob rocked her gently. For the first time in weeks, the weight lifted slightly. November 15th, 2025. Courtroom packed. I sat beside Jacob in the gallery. Allison entered in navy blazer. Eyes on the floor. Never looked at me. Brady Thornton at the defense table. Neutral mass cracking at the edges. Prosecutor laid it out methodically. Recordings, forged evaluation, bank transfers, deleted footage, Thornton's fake credentials. Each piece built an airtight case of conspiracy, elder abuse, financial exploitation. Allison's attorney argued misguided concern for an aging parent. Judge wasn't buying. Thornton took the stand, threw her under the bus. She paid me to falsify it, told me exactly what to write. Allison's face crumpled. Verdict, guilty on all counts. Sentences, 7 years for Allison, 10 for Thornton. She collapsed into her chair, shoulders shaking. I watched my only child, once bright, trusting, now broken by her own choices. Something inside me fractured permanently, but Clara was safe. That mattered more. Imprisoned visits started slow. December 2024, Washington State Correctional Facility. Plexiglass, phones. She looked thinner, hair tight, orange jumpsuit. Hi, Dad. Hi. Silence. Then, I got your letter. Did you read it? Yes. Tears. I don't know what to say. I want to know if the apology was real. She looked down. I wanted to hurt you for a long time because you hurt me first. After Mom, you forgot I existed. I know. I'm sorry I failed you there. Sorry doesn't change it. Maybe not, but I want to try to be your father again, if you'll let me. She searched my face. What about Clara? She's safe. Jacob's good to her. She doesn't hate you. She's confused. Tears spilled. Will you bring her? When she's ready, and when you are. Okay. Monthly visits followed. Stilted at first. Long silences. But slowly. Therapy helped her unpack grief, abandonment, the lies she told herself. She wrote back sometimes. I kept writing anyway. March 2025. Jacob brought Clara. She drew a family under a yellow sun. Allison cried, taped it to her cell wall. Thanksgiving 2025. My dining room. Turkey overcooked. Jacob carved. Clara insisted it was delicious anyway. We held hands. Grace simple. I raised my glass. To second chances, the family we're born into, and the family we choose. What a family, Jacob echoed. Clara grinned. Can we eat now? Laughter filled the room. The house felt alive again. Epilogue. Allison and I may never have the easy relationship I once dreamed of. Forgiveness is an instant. It's daily choice. But I won't give up. Not again. Clara has a yellow room here. She calls me Grandpa Phil. Every time, I smile like I did that first rainy night. At 71, I sit with my granddaughter and her father, knowing meaning isn't perfection. It's persistence. Love that refuses to quit, especially when it's hard. To you listening, if grief, anger, or pride has blinded you to someone who needs you, don't wait. Life is short. People, even the ones who hurt us, are worth fighting for. God sent Jacob and Clara that night, not accident, design. He showed me redemption is always possible. If this story touched you, comment below. Have you chosen forgiveness over revenge? Rebuilt a broken bond? Share. Someone needs your story. Subscribe. Hit the bell. More tales of faith, family, second chances ahead. Thank you for staying till the end. It means everything. God bless. And remember, it's never too late to start again.